Hi guys! Today I'm going to read The Three Snow Bears by Jan Brett. Jan Brett is one of my favorite author and illustrators because she has really interesting details in her illustrations. The setting of this story is obviously a very different place. It is not the woods. It is somewhere very far north where it is cold. The Three Snow Bears. Do you see the dog sled? Come back, Aluki shouted as her huskies floated out to sea. Oh no! She knew that although an ice floe is a good place to fish, it is a bad place to lose a dog team. Not far away, a snow bear family had just started to eat their breakfast, but it was way too hot for baby bear. You see the snow bears? What I love about the Jan Brett books is in the side margin, it's telling you what's happening. There's two stories. One is about the three snow bears and one is about Aluki and her huskies. So what do you notice is happening? The huskies are starting to float away further. There's the three snow bears. Owie, yowled Baby Bear. My breakfast burned my mouth. We'll go for a stroll and let the soup cool, Mama Bear said. Meanwhile, the huskies are still floating by themselves on an iceberg. Aluki was running alongside looking for her dogs when she came upon the biggest igloo she had ever seen. Who lives here? She wondered. So now Aluki has come to the three snow bears' igloo, and meanwhile, the three snow bears are going for a walk. I love the fish hanging out. Do you notice? One of the things bears eat is fish, especially polar bears. So they are saving their fish. It's like having a freezer right outside. So there's the three bears. And they are by the iceberg. And they notice something. Do you see them all pointing? What do you think they notice? Aluki ducked inside. Right away, she smelled something delicious. Across the room, she saw a big bowl, a medium-sized bowl, and a small bowl. Surely the good smell was coming from the three bowls. I'm noticing that her huskies are starting to howl, trying to get attention. They must be scared. Aluki took a sip from the biggest bowl. Ow! She cried. Too hot! She took a sip from the middle-sized bowl. Ew! Too cold. She tipped up the littlest bowl and drank every drop. Mmm, she said. Not too hot and not too cold. Meanwhile, the bears look like they're taking off their clothing. What do you think they are about to do? They're jumping in the water. Do you think they're going to swim to where the huskies are? In the next room, Aluki spotted three pairs of beautiful boots standing in a row. She put on the biggest boot. Too big, she said. She put on the middle-sized boot. Too fancy, she said. These are the fancy ones. She put on the littlest pair. Just right, she said, wiggling her toes into the soft fur lining. Meanwhile, the bears are swimming. Aluki walked into the last room and found a long sleeping bench piled high. 1 second, did I finish? Yeah. Piled high with fur covers. Heat from the oil lamp warmed her cheeks and made her sleepy. Time for a nap, she thought. She crawled under the highest mound of covers. Too lumpy, she grumbled. She tried the middle bed with the furry fringe cover, but she sank down so far that she could hardly breathe. Too soft, she said. She rolled over into the smallest sleeping place. The furry blankie and was cozy and warm, and the pillow was just her size. Just right, Aliki murmured. She was asleep before she could take off her boots. Meanwhile, did you see what those 3 bears are doing? They have swum out to the dogs. And look. Looks like they're talking to the dogs. If Aluki hadn't fallen asleep, she might have heard her dogs barking happily. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear had spotted them adrift in the strong current and had gone out to save them. The Snow Bear family was pushing Aluki's dog team back toward her igloo and safety. Wow, they got the dogs back safely. Papa Bear crawled into the igloo and saw his big bowl sitting in a pool of spilled soup. Someone's been tasting my soup, he roared. Mama Bear rushed in and saw that her soup had been sloshed around too. Someone's been sipping my soup, she growled. Someone found my soup, sputtered Baby Bear in her high, squeaky voice, and they ate it all up. Meanwhile, the huskies are waiting patiently. Papa Bear ran into the next room and saw his boots in the middle of the floor. Someone's been trying on my boots, he boomed in his big bear voice. Mama Bear put on her fancy boots. Someone has had these boots on, she huffed. The fur is all bunched up. Baby Bear saw that her boots had disappeared. Someone's taken my boots and left behind these not as good ones, she wailed. The bears ran into their bedroom. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, Papa Bear bellowed. Someone's been sleeping in my bed too, Mama Bear cried. Baby Bear peeked at her little wee bed and squeaked. Someone's been sleeping in my bed and here she is. Aluki opened her eyes and saw the 3 bears' noses only inches away. What do you think is going to happen? The dogs have woken up. Do you think there was some loud yelling inside? I think so. She flopped out of bed and dove between Papa Bear's huge, furry legs. Quicker than a seal, Aluki ran from room to room until she burst outside. Look at Papa Bear. Her huskies bounced around, barking and smiling their doggy grins. They were happy to see her. Aluki and her dogs flew over the frozen ice, dodging ridges and cracks. She looked back to wave a thank you to the snow bears. She couldn't see them, but she heard a big, gruff voice, a middle-sized voice, and a high, squeaky voice calling to her. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. The end.